This is the Dogecoin 1 month overview reading for July 2023. It's currently May 22nd, 2023, 1:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Dogecoin at the time of this reading is currently 7 cents or just over 7 cents at 0.07304. That's USD. And the shuffle file that we're about to play for the Dogecoin July reading was created on May 7th, 2023 at 9:50 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video down here. The overall theme and behavior for Dogecoin in the month of July, we have the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support level, and then an important trough on a multi-day scale, maybe on a year-to-date kind of scale. Before we go any further, guys, I want to make sure that you guys understand it's really tempting with the insane accuracy that you guys know we have on this channel. It's really tempting to trade like we're always right. Guys, please, if you're new, don't trade like you're always right. If you're old, don't trade like you're always right, because guys, we're not always right. If you trade like that, you will regret it. We have the best accuracy of anybody we know, but with that said, trade responsibly and you'll be happy you did. So Dogecoin for July 2023, there's an important trough on a multi-day scale, probably on a year-to-date scale. We'll look at the 1 year in a minute just to make sure. Behavior around the highest high, there's a notable trade opportunity at the high. This will be an unexpected and probable opportunity that'll stand out amongst amongst other opportunities throughout the month of July. This will be the one that really stands out. That's the highest high you'll see. It'll probably stand out on more than just a 1 month scale, but probably on like a year-to-date scale. Behavior around the lowest low. Out of the lowest low, we have the start of a multi-day rally. Looks like near the low, which is towards the end of the month. We have somebody speaking, possibly something to do with Dogecoin. There's a speaker probably around the 30th that somehow impacts Dogecoin. Before we go any further, guys, that's just the brief overview. We're gonna get into the day-by-day behavior of Dogecoin. We're running roughly a 98% average accuracy. If you're new, suspend your doubt long enough to check it out. If we don't own this reading, check out another one. I promise you, we will not disappoint. With that said, Dogecoin for July, we want to take a look at May and see how May's doing before we go any further. All right, so for May, we had a high around the 5th, 6th. Looks like we have a high here around the 5th, 6th, with like another possible crest on the 2nd. It ended up being on the 3rd. And then there was a trough there, but not a lowest low there between the 1st and the 2nd. I had a lowest low. So with that said, this is another reason why it's so important, guys, that you get early access, because I'm recording so far ahead. But by the time that this reading comes out publicly, there may not be as many opportunities. There may not be as many opportunities by the time this comes out in public. That's why it's so important. It's really valuable to get the $29 a month early access subscription on our website, Tarot for Traders, guys, under our services, SO Meta Posts. It's right at the top. Click here to subscribe. $29 a month. Everything that comes out on early access, it comes out like on public, but like probably at least a month like after it comes out in early access. Sometimes early access is even further ahead. It depends on how far we get ahead. This video will probably post publicly on like June 1st, whereas on early access on our website, it's probably going to come out before the end of May. So think about that, guys. We're talking about the fact that we saw we're off on this low. So early access people are going to know that I'm adjusting, and that most likely means that we see a low here around the 24th, 25th, because this didn't end up being a notable lowest low. We're probably going to see a lowest low here around the 24th, 25th is my sense. So look out for that, guys. Hopefully this gets to public people in time. And let's get back into it. Well, before we do that, let's look at some of the other stuff. So we had a big move to the upside on the 3rd, right? There's a big move to the upside on the 3rd. We had a drop, pretty notable drop on the 5th on a multi-day scale. You can see it continues. We revisited the support level there on the 7th. And what is this? The 10th. further decline. This is looking pretty solid aside from having the lowest low off, which guys, we're not going to do every time. But when you take into consideration that that May reading was created on March 23rd, 2023, that's pretty solid, my friends. All right, let's get into the rest of the prediction with the day-by-day behavior. All right, so for the first, we have the establishment of support on a multi-day scale, followed by a notable move to the upside, standing out on a multi-day scale, and then the establishment of support at a higher level. There's a trade opportunity there, which we'll get into in the paid version. And then on the second, we have a decline that, this is a pretty notable decline, but either we decline off of a highest high or we decline, and then there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that decline and taking us to a highest high. It's one of those two, but there's a highest high in there on the second. High probability of a highest high there on the second, and there's the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support, right? On the third, we have a notable move higher. We successfully turned resistance into new support, indicating to me actually that we probably have a decline off of this move to the up high on the first. We have a decline off of it into the second. And then another big high, big move to the upside at the end of the second, followed by a decline off of that big high. And that takes us into the third, where we have a notable move higher and we successfully turn resistance and support, at least temporarily. That's not going to be as high as the high on the second. On the fourth, we have a decline off of the crest down to and through support on a multi-day scale. We do a U-shaped reversal below that support, come back and reuse it as support. On the fifth, we have sideways fluctuating decline that precedes a rally, and it looks like we probably rally into the sixth. We have a high probability of this also being a highest high, but less probability than the second. It is possible, though, that this is a highest high. So these are the second and the sixth are the highest probable locations in my sense. And so there's this failed attempt to break through key resistance, which we expect that we're going to break through. It's probably the same high, actually, right? We failed to break through it here on the second. We established support somewhere in these 3 days, and then we try to break through it again on the sixth, and it looks like we're going to break through because we established support somewhere around these third, fourth, and fifth. But instead, we decline through key support, which is probably that same support from the third, fourth, fifth, and we decline pretty notably through an important price level on a multi-day scale there around the cusp of the 6th, 7th. But the decline starts, it looks like, midday on the 6th. So there's a big drop there between that failed attempt on the 6th and the morning of the 7th. There's a big move out of that that drop on the 7th. There's a big move out of that low from overbought territory, or to fill a gap down, probably to fill the previous gap down, like a gap down that maybe took place somewhere around like this drop of the 6th into the 7th. There's a big move out of it, standing out on the multi-day scale. And then we have kind of like a pop and drop with some sideways fluctuation on the 8th, followed, well, actually, no, that looks more like a decline to me. The 8th is more of a decline into another important trough. Out of that trough on the 9th, there's a big move from a decline from the bottom of a range to the top of a range, a trade opportunity as well. I left out that there's a trade opportunity on the 4th and a significant trade opportunity on the 6th. Guys, if you're interested in getting the trade opportunities, check out our paid version. It's a really great way to support the channel. The way that you get the paid version, again, you go to SO Meta Posts, and you click on you click on monthly subscription. Click on, in this case, we're talking about Dogecoin. Subscribe here. It's a really great way to support the channel. We remember everybody that does that. And my friends, if you're utilizing the Dogecoin regularly to make money, you really should, guys. It's the right thing to do. Karma will reward you for that. Much appreciation goes out to all of you that do that, my friends. All right, so... Oh, and I mean, what do you get out of it? Like, I'm passing by these other readings, but when we get into the trades, we don't just talk about the 1 month behavior. We look at it from a multi-year scale, the best trades from a multi-year scale. We look at it from a best trades from a 1 year scale, and then we look at it from a best trades from like a 1 month scale. And we really get into it there. We even get into day trades in some cases. So really valuable, guys. There's a lot of people making money utilizing these. All right, so at the end of the day, a crest on the 9th, and we sell off pretty hard from that crest into a prominent trough for the month on the 10th. Rally out of that prominent trough, increases with the momentum moving forward in time, taking us into a trade opportunity rally on the 11th. That rally on the 11th marks a pretty notable trade opportunity I'll talk about in more detail in the paid version. There's a trough at the end of the day between the 11th and the 12th. And then it looks like an important kind of trough for the month there, or important trough on a multi-day scale there, around like the cusp of the 10th, 12th, where we have like a decline down to and through support to meet another support. We do a U-shaped reversal. Sorry, we do a sideways rotation along that support for a bit, and then we break down through multiple supports into like that trough that we see there around the cusp of the 11th, 12th. Out of that, there's a notable move higher, breakout that probably takes us into the 13th. So rally like early morning of the 12th into the 13th most likely. But there is decline in there. Remember, between the 11th and the 12th, there is decline in there to an important trough. So rally into the 13th. On the 13th, that rally ends. Trade opportunity in there. We'll talk about where I see that trade opportunity taking place. Guys, it's also important to remember, make sure not only to trade responsibly, but understand that on a 1 month scale, for the most part, we're going to be right on point with the timing as far as days. But it does fluctuate sometimes. Not every energy of each card is going to line up perfectly with a day. So there are going to be some days where it's kind of like skewed. And in cases like that, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're following along on our live feeds every day between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. on weekdays, and that's Eastern time. Live feeds keep you up to date. Paid versions, or early access, keeps you up to date. You know, make sure that you're following the sequence of events, which is always more accurate than the timing that we speak of. The timing is usually accurate. Sequence of events, for the most part, is accurate more than anything. All right, so on the 14th, we do some sideways rotation. There's like a trough there towards the end of the day on the 13th. It's not as low as the trough on between the 11th and the 12th. But there is a little bit of a trough there towards the end of the day on the 13th. And we have a sideways rotation along a key support level on a multi-day scale there into the 14th. Looks like it first has some like bullish momentum. That bullish momentum takes us into a key technical price level on the 15th. There is some probability of a highest high here, although it's much less likely than what I see on the 2nd and the 6th, based on the theme card being the Hangman card. It just out here this far is it's unlikely, but it does have some correlation. So it'll be a prominent high there at an important technical price level on a multi-day scale. Excuse me, on a 1 year scale. Important technical price level on a 1 year scale. On the 16th, we have an important resistance level highlighted as well. Looks like volatility price action kind of flattens out for a bit there on the 16th. Either that or volume kind of flattens out there on the 16th. And then on the 17th, out of what's probably our lowest low thus far, or lowest low, it has a high probability of a lowest low, but not the highest probability. So there's a prominent low there. And out of that low, we have a big move higher to reach for a distant resistance level. That distant resistance level, we fall from either on the 18th or before the 18th, we fall from interesting. I'm picking up on a crest here at the end of the day on the 18th. So there's some bullish, some bearish price swings. And then we have like this establishment of support followed by a big move higher around the 19th. Move higher continues into the 20th. So on the 20th, it looks like there's an important trough on the 20th as well, and out of that trough a big move to the upside. So we go from like this decline on the 18th into the 19th, establishing support on a multi-day scale on the 19th, and a big move higher standing out multi-day scale. And then there's a trough in there, so there's somewhere on the 20th we have a drop, but there's a big move to the upside, one of the bigger moves to the upside here around the 19th, 20th as well. One of the bigger moves for the month. On the 21st, we establish support. It's support that can be relied upon. We have a trade opportunity here in the midst of some bullish price swings, and we'll talk more about that in the paid version. Another trade opportunity on the 22nd with sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline, and it looks like towards the end of the day we decline to a support level that we kind of like rotate sideways along early on the 23rd. And we might see like the start of the decline on the 22nd into the 23rd, continuing into the 24th, and on the 24th we most likely have a lowest low. That's the highest probable location of the lowest low. Second highest probable location would be the 17th. Congratulations for getting this far. If you watched the whole video, my friends, and got to that lowest low, you're probably going to do really, really well. So lowest low early in the day on the 24th. On the 25th, we have, and out of that lowest low on the 24th, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line that ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. Followed by a lot of price change on the 25th. Looks like a lot of price change. Probably to the upside. In the fact of the matter is that out of the lowest low we have this big move higher, right? So we have a lowest low here somewhere on the 17th, 18th, and then this big move higher on the 19th, 20th, right? We have another lowest low here, and then we have the Prince of Swords, which, if it's moving in the right direction, is a big move higher, and it looks like it's moving unexpectedly to the upside. And we have an important crest or peak that we see either on the 25th or early in the day on the 26th. There's a decline on the 26th that offers an opportunity to open up a position, and I'll talk more about that in detail in the paid version. About midday on the 26th, big move higher, trade opportunity, crest towards the end of the day on the cusp of the 26th or early in the day on the 27th. But also the halting of a bullish trend there, again marked by a sharp decline through key support. It's a brief peak that's easily missed there on the 26th, 27th, followed by a decline through multiple support levels. On the 28th, we do 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend, which turns into a fast sudden move higher on the 29th. And then we have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, like erratically. On the 30th, we're going to see a prominent trough. We might see a lowest low there again. It's possible. But there'll be a prominent trough there, and we will also revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity. On the 31st, sharp decline through multiple support levels. It's probably one of the bigger declines of the month, and the sneak preview for the following month. Decline that offers significant opportunity on a multi-day scale. We'll talk about in detail in the paid version. Guys, that's Dogecoin for July 2023. Don't forget to like. One way that you can support the channel, guys, we actually have a link in the comments, pinned in the comments. You can go to through that link and sign up for a Webull account. We both get up to 24 shares of free stock. It's like random shares of free stock, guys. Up to 24 shares. All you have to do is open the account through this link, and we both get it. So check that out if you're interested in opening an account. I'm not getting paid to like open these accounts. I get free shares like you do if if you open it through the link. With that said, the most important part of the channel, make sure to follow that rule of karma, my friends. You do so here at the resources tab. Make sure you send 5% of that profit forward to one of these charities that ensures abundance mentality. Make sure you send 5% of the profits back to the channel through one of these links here. That ensures gratitude, a mindset. And you need abundance mind and a state of grace in order to manifest that which you intend to manifest well, guys. So you're guaranteeing with those two actions, every time you make money, you're guaranteeing, if you follow along with that trade and you continue and you exit that trade and follow the rule of karma as part of the trade, and that makes it a successful trade, spend the money out of love, you're going to get tenfold back from the universe through this channel, my friends, for following that rule. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned if you got the paid version.